maybe Anthony to Dubois, not Fury maybe.
Yeah.
But
Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk are showing no signs of patience as they begin to give boxing fans a glimpse of what to expect when they meet in a potential rematch for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. Dubois is focused on taking revenge for his previous loss to Usyk, and he's already looking ahead to their future fight, despite his upcoming bout with Joseph Parker in February. Dubois is determined to avenge what he sees as a robbery in his previous encounter with Usyk, stating, "I want my revenge." Though Parker stands in his way, Dubois views him as just another stepping stone to achieving his ultimate goal of becoming the heavyweight king. His sights are firmly set on Usyk, and he made that clear by interrupting Usyk's post-fight speech after the Usyk vs. Fury match in December. Dubois also took to Instagram Live, telling Usyk to get ready as he prepares for their eventual showdown. Usyk, however, has requested a break, asking for some rest before facing Dubois as he looks to recover from the intense preparation for his 2 bouts with Tyson Fury. Given that Dubois still has to fight Parker in February, Usyk's request seems reasonable as he has plenty of time to rest and regroup before taking on Dubois. Although Usyk's recent victories have solidified his place among boxing's all-time greats, Dubois has yet to reach that level. Usyk's dominant performance in defeating British champions and claiming their titles suggests that a matchup with Dubois would likely be another routine victory for the seasoned champion. But for Dubois, it's all about revenge and a chance to make his mark in the heavyweight division.
He'll beat Dubois either on points or by late stoppage. But don't write off Dubois. He's got a big punch, big heavy punch, and he's going to come for AJ. He's going to stick it on him.
Daniel Dubois won the interim International Boxing Federation (IBF) belt in June after defeating Filip Hrgovic by stopping him in the 8th round of their fight in Saudi Arabia. Shortly after, the title was upgraded after the undisputed champion, Oleksandr Usyk, relinquished his own belt. Dubois now has his sights set on a showdown with the undefeated Ukrainian, who triumphed over Tyson Fury in 2 consecutive matches after securing victory over Anthony Joshua this past September. Dubois entered the fight with Anthony Joshua boasting an impressive 21-2 record with 20 career knockouts. He was clearly aiming to add another high-profile win to his resume in his bout with Joshua.
Anybody sticks it on AJ, we don't know how he's going to respond, because let's be honest, nobody since Ruiz has stuck it on AJ. Oleksandr Usyk had a go at him and nearly stopped him.
Oleksandr Usyk, who was formerly undisputed at cruiserweight, moved up to heavyweight where he first defeated Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora. He then took Anthony Joshua's unified world titles, successfully defending them in an immediate rematch. Usyk's next fight was against Daniel Dubois, who he defeated by stoppage in the 9th round after a controversial 5th round. In that round, Dubois landed a body shot that seemed to hurt Usyk, but referee Louis Papon immediately ruled it a low blow, giving Usyk time to recover. Dubois was unable to capitalize on the opportunity, and as the fight wore on, he was dropped twice before being counted out. Dubois' team has maintained that he should have left Poland with the belts that night, as they believed the low blow call was unjust. Despite the setback, Dubois rebounded by winning the vacant International Boxing Federation (IBF) title earlier this year, knocking out Joshua in his first defense. Meanwhile, Usyk became undisputed by defeating Tyson Fury in their first encounter. In their rematch, Usyk retained 3 of the 4 major belts with 2 victories over his toughest competitors. At 37, many are now suggesting that Usyk should consider retirement, but Dubois is determined to get his own rematch. He boldly entered the ring after Usyk's second victory over Fury, calling for the fight to happen. Usyk, who was in the midst of thanking his family, responded with, "No problem."
Also want to show you this picture. I don't know if you've seen this picture. Have you seen this? The Hitman?
I don't like this picture.
Daniel Dubois is currently on a strong run with 3 impressive stoppages, having defeated Gerald Miller, Filip Hrgovic, and Anthony Joshua. Despite his knockout success, it's clear that Oleksandr Usyk isn't intimidated by Dubois' power. After their bout, Usyk was asked if he felt the power of the 27-year-old, to which he replied, "No, only in my balls. Many, however, disagree with Usyk's sentiment, with several sparring partners and opponents describing Dubois as the biggest hitter in the division. Whether or not the two will meet again in the ring remains uncertain, but Dubois' first challenge is a tough test against Joseph Parker on February 22nd. Ahead of this fight, Dubois plans to improve both in and out of the ring, aiming to be better than he was before facing Joshua. Leading up to his bout with Joshua, fans had urged Dubois to work on his self-belief, and he took that advice to heart. He elevated his trash talk to a new level, firing verbal jabs at Joshua during their press conference. In the week of their highly anticipated fight, Dubois was not only physically and mentally prepared, but he was also verbally ready. Throughout the build-up, he relentlessly targeted Joshua, showing no respect for the former world champion. He even promised Joshua a funeral, claiming he would send him to the grave, a line reminiscent of the words used by Gerald Miller in his own press conference with Joshua.
To maybe Anthony to Dubois, not Fury maybe.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, Daniel Dubois backed up his words, and it was clear for everyone to see how confident and improved he had become. The question on everyone's mind was whether Anthony Joshua was truly ready for this challenge. As Dubois prepared for his upcoming International Boxing Federation heavyweight title fight with Joshua, he shared with Sky Sports that he had resurrected his career following his 2 losses and the criticism that came with them. For Dubois, overcoming adversity was a necessary step, but he acknowledged that his journey wasn't over yet. He knew he had to step into the ring in September and prove himself once again in his showdown with Joshua.
Were you impressed with Daniel Dubois?
Sorry?
Were you impressed with Daniel Dubois tonight? Good performance?
Yes, good performance.
How much are you looking forward to the Tyson Fury fight in December?
Daniel Dubois reflected on the difficult period of his career, boldly declaring that he's back stronger than ever. For him, his upcoming fight with Anthony Joshua is about much more than just a boxing match. It's a battle of wills, about who has conquered their demons and who possesses the drive to take their career to the next level. Dubois emphasized that he would be fully prepared to do whatever it takes to win, stating that he wouldn't simply aim to edge out the victory, but would look to dominate Joshua in a way that leaves no doubt. Without hesitation, he promised to knock out Anthony Joshua, stating that this was his ultimate goal, his plan, and his agenda.
A different Daniel Dubois, is that correct?
For sure, a new man, resurrected my career, coming out of darkness and I'm coming into the light, so.
Daniel Dubois was putting everything on the line for his chance to become a heavyweight force, determined to prove himself as a destroyer and conqueror in the ring. In the past, his heart and will had been questioned when things got tough, and he had come up short. But Dubois was confident that this time, those concerns wouldn't be an issue. In September, Dubois faced Anthony Joshua for the International Boxing Federation, IBF, heavyweight title at Wembley Stadium, with the 2 British fighters clashing in a highly anticipated bout. Dubois had bounced back with 2 consecutive stoppage victories since his loss to Oleksandr Usyk a year prior. He was ready to show his renewed confidence against one of the biggest stars in British boxing. The 26-year-old had claimed the interim IBF belt in June after stopping Filip Prgovic, and his title was later upgraded to the official IBF championship when Usyk vacated the regular title. Dubois then defended the gold against former sparring partner Joshua, 34, in one of his toughest tests yet. Entering Wembley, Dubois had already racked up significant wins, including an 8th-round stoppage of Prgovic. Prior to that, he had scored a technical knockout over Gerald Miller in a brutal December battle. These victories marked his comeback after suffering a stoppage loss to Usyk in 2022, where he believed he had beaten the Ukrainian with a body shot, only for the punch to be ruled a low blow. Usyk went on to stop Dubois with a jab later in the fight. The manner of that loss led to criticism of Dubois, which was compounded by his first professional defeat in 2020.